Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know.
Subscribe to Master J and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of his fired uploads.
So, the Brooklyn Nets finally completed the James Harden trade, and we could tell that really happened because they were only playing with 9 players that night, versus the New York Knicks with no Karis LeVert, Taurean Prince. We don't see Jarrett Allen there. We don't see Rodion Caruth. That's because the trade has happened, and now James Harden is a Brooklyn Nets. And, there are a lot of discuss here, and in today's video, we are basically discussing, are the Nets finally legit title contenders with James Harden? And how well will they play? Now, I'll just give a straight answer, then I'll answer the rest, and I think no. They are not, maybe in regular season they'll win a lot of games, but I do not think they'll win a championship. I do believe they'll get far, but they're not going to win a championship. We're going to discuss the weakness and the problem and the risk. This is basically a high risk, high reward trade right here. And let's get into that. And what's up, guys? This is Master J here. And please make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and smash the like button. It really help a lot. Thank you for the support you've been giving me recently. And please, we are close to 100 subscribers. Can we get there soon? And if we do, it'll be great. I'll try to upload 3 videos a week. I've been so far doing 2 videos a week, but if we can get to 1 subscriber, I'll try 3 videos a week for you guys, and you guys deserve that. So yeah, let's get to the video. Nice shot, by the way. So we want to start with the trade, of course. This was a 14 blockbuster trade right here. And so far we got, let's take a look. So the Houston Rockets get Victor Oladipo, Dante Exum, Rodion Caruth. They get 3 Brooklyn first round picks from Milwaukee, and 4 pick swaps from the Brooklyn Nets. So for Brooklyn, they get James Harden. Indiana get Karis LeVert, and the Cavs get Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince. Let's just say that the clear winners here are obviously Indiana Pacers and Cleveland Cavaliers. Victor Oladipo obviously wants to leave Indiana, and so Indiana swaps him out for a nice young player, like 2 years younger, and he could be a potential star for Indiana. And they don't have to worry about risking losing Victor Oladipo anymore. And while the Cleveland Cavaliers, they get Jarrett Allen, Taurean Prince for basically nothing. Look at it. So they basically gave Jarrett Allen, Taurean Prince so they can give the Rockets Dante Exum, and the Brooklyn Nets want to clear space so they can afford James Harden. They could have just gave Jarrett Allen, Taurean Prince to the Rockets. I don't know how is that so hard. But what? They don't think that it fits the package, or the Rockets don't want them? I'm not sure. But anyway, so this was the trade, and are they clear winners with the trade? Let's take a look. So here's the current lineup. We are looking at this. Definitely, we got Kyrie Irving. We don't know when he's coming back. James Harden. Then we got Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, and DeAndre Jordan's. And the bench, starting lineups looks great, except for defense, obviously. Defense is terrible right now. They just gave up Jarrett Allen, who's like a very good defender, and I see him as a future Defensive Player of the Year candidate. And the bench is looking weak. I know they'll make some moves, some trades, but I don't see any trades they can do much to improve the roster. But they did apply that disable exception, from Spencer Dinwiddie's injury, and I think they'll get someone like 1 or 2 players, but it won't really. They need defense, really. So Landry Shamet, Bruce Brown Jr., the reason they trade for him because he provides some defense. Timothy, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I do not want to pronounce it wrong, and I don't want to disrespect him by pronouncing wrong, so I'm not going to pronounce it. Then we got Jeff Green and Nicholas Claxton. Now, obviously, this trade has just, people look at this lineup, they say, wow, it looks, on paper, it looks even better than Lakers. Ross, no. On paper, the Lakers starting lineup is actually better than this Brooklyn Nets starting lineup. And I'll discuss why. So we take a look. Where's defense? Let's start with that. Where's the defense? Okay, Kyrie Irving, not good enough. Defense, not good enough. James Harden, same thing, not good enough. Kevin Durant, average. Joe Harris, not good enough. And DeAndre Jordan, overrated. Now, look, I get it. DeAndre Jordan, he used to be all defensive, like one of the best defensive players in the league. But now he's 32 years old and he has a hard time catching up with guards and pick and rolls like Drew Holiday's, got Chris Paul and Kemba Walker, those kind of players. And the list goes on and on. Now, here's another problem why the Nets aren't going to work. And now you got three stars. This is a super team, obviously, but I think they'll be a disappointment. Now, look at this. Here's one reason. We got three players who are ball hoggers with very high usage rates, and they want the ball in their hands. They all want to be the number one option, and that will cause a big toxic locker room, right? Especially Kyrie. Look at it. You got a 30.5 usage rate for Kyrie Irving, 31.3 usage rate for Kevin Durant, 29.1 for James Harden. Okay, James Harden is not doing, not as high usage rate. But get this. The reason it's only 29.1 because he wanted to leave the team badly, so he didn't play as great and stuff. So on purpose. And anyway, James Harden's original usage rate as the Rockets was 40.1. That's not good. Now he's in the team where he wants to be. He'll probably start, taking it serious. And that is not good if you got three ball hoggers on a team who can't cooperate with each other. You got two sensitive media players, like in Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. They're sensitive to the media. They don't look in media, and they cause big stir in the locker room. James Harden, you got a guy who wants to be the number one option. You got a guy who really doesn't give the ball all the time, and that is not good either. Now we got this Kyrie mess, we're asking this question, what should they do with Kyrie? Because, basically he's been on parties on the time while they were supposed to play games. They already missed 4 games. It's rumored that he'll miss this week. So basically, when they asked Steve Nash how confident he'll think when Kyrie will come back, he just basically said, yeah, sure. I have a job to do right now. I have to coach this team. And basically, he's saying we have all mentally moved on Kyrie Irving. That's what Steve Nash is saying. That's what the Nets are doing. Kevin Durant is moving on. James Harden's probably will. And this Kyrie situation isn't doing good. A lot of players. This is kind of reminds me of the Kawhi red carpet treatment back at the Clippers last season. But Kawhi has moved on that. He changed. So, last season, that caused a big stir in the locker room, a toxic locker room. We saw what that happened. They lost to the Nuggets. Disappointingly blew a 3-1 lead because of that. Now, what they should do, I think they should just trade him. I don't even think that he'll return in a long time, but he doesn't really prioritize basketball right now. The only reason he's still here is because of his contract. He wants the money. So they might as well just trade him because he obviously doesn't prioritize basketball. The Nets want to win games, so why still have Kyrie? He's just gonna probably still sit out even if Harden's there, because James Harden and James Harden and Kevin Durant, that's already a good duo right there. Just praying for someone to fix their defense. Now, here's my prediction. I think that the Nets will be the third seed. They will win a lot of games right behind the 76ers, and Bucks will get to the first seed, and I think that they'll potentially lose the Eastern Conference Finals. Yes, they'll reach there, but they'll probably get disappointed there, and that is my prediction and what I think about the Brooklyn Nets with this James Harden trade going down. If you guys are still here while the music's being cued, please check out these two videos. I know you guys will like it. And also, please subscribe. It will really help a lot. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. You back up again. The things you'll try are things that you won't regret. We are kings of the world. And tonight it's a baby girl. We are kings of the world. And anywhere it's going.